Okay, so this one is pretty short. All I'm going to show is how to set things to happen during auton or during driver control or just when it starts. So to have it run when something starts, so maybe if you want to deploy your piston or have it in an open position at the beginning of the match, or maybe as soon as you turn on the brain and connect the piston, you just use and put whatever block it is at when started. So maybe let's say you want to spin the left side to like 180 degrees on during like the preset position of the motors is going to be in 180 degrees. It's going to be at 180 degrees. So maybe if you're using auton, right, and you want it to be set at certain areas, like at certain measurements or certain degrees and values, you might want to use set, or you might want to do things when started in general. So that's what you can use when started for. Of course, there's one auton as well, one autonomous, where you can have spin. Let's not use, yeah, well, you can use degrees if you wanted, but I would suggest you use position ideally. They're about the same though. But anyway, let's say we want to spin the 360 degrees. And if you test this out, when you test your auton, there's a way to test, by the way. I might go over that later as well. Just check how far does it move when you move it 180 degrees. Like if the motor spins 180 degrees, how many inches is that? And according to that information, do the math to find out how many degrees it would need to spin. And of course, you also have these options of turns instead. So if one turn is like, let's say 1.5 inches and you want to move 4.5 inches, you just use 3 turns, right? So yeah, so auton, and then of course there's one driver control. So usually when you're in driver control, you might want to have, let's see, yeah, well, you can have some preset action happen. So maybe you want to have your piston come back to the closed position when you start driving, because maybe your driver is used to that. So in that case, maybe you can set piston whatever. Yeah, you can set, I don't know, you can set something to maybe an open or closed position. We'll find that out in another later video, but there's other options for what you can do for driver control essentially. And then other events include when certain buttons are pressed. So maybe I want to have like one of my LEDs turn on or something like that. Or maybe when my when a certain position on the brain is pressed, or a certain, or anything really on the brain is pressed manually. Maybe you want to change the front to be something else because I don't know, maybe you're on a different side of the field than what you expect when you make your auto or something like that. But you get the point, right? There's different events that you can use, such as started, auto, driver, events such as button presses, or yeah, that's essentially all it is about using the events. So yeah.